won the go-ahead for the Apollo 11 moon landing, 1969, July 20th, 1969. The world is holding its breath as the Apollo 11 mission approaches its most critical moment. The lunar module Eagle, carrying astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, begins its descent toward the moon's surface. But what many people don't know is that this historic moment nearly ended in disaster. As Eagle approached its designated landing site, Armstrong noticed something terrifying through the window. Their automated landing system was steering them straight toward a crater filled with massive boulders, the kind of landing site that could spell catastrophe for the mission and the astronauts. Now put yourself in Armstrong's position for a moment. You're 250,000 miles from Earth, descending toward the moon's surface in a spacecraft that's never been tested in these exact conditions. Your fuel is running dangerously low. We're talking about seconds of fuel remaining. The whole world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This is where Armstrong's years of training and experience as a test pilot came into play. In a decision that would change the course of history, he took manual control of the Eagle. Think about the immense pressure. Every slight movement of his hand could mean the difference between triumph and tragedy. While Aldrin called out navigation data, Armstrong skillfully maneuvered the spacecraft, searching for a safe landing spot. The fuel indicator continued its merciless countdown. Mission Control in Houston was tracking their every move, knowing they were powerless to help at this crucial moment. With just 30 seconds of fuel remaining, Armstrong finally spotted a suitable landing area. He guided the Eagle to a gentle touchdown on the moon's surface, and those famous words followed. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." But here's what makes this decision so pivotal. If Armstrong hadn't taken manual control, if he'd trusted the automated system, the entire course of space exploration might have been dramatically different. A crash or abort would have been devastating, not just for the mission but for the entire U.S. space program. The space race with the Soviet Union, American morale, and humanity's journey to the stars all hung in the balance during those few seconds. This moment perfectly exemplifies how human judgment and courage, combined with technical expertise, can triumph over automated systems when it matters most. It's a reminder that even in our most advanced technological achievements, the human element, our ability to adapt, decide, and act under pressure, remains irreplaceable. Armstrong's split-second decision didn't just save the Apollo 11 mission. It secured humanity's first steps on another world and paved the way for all future space exploration. Sometimes the most significant moments in history come down to one person making the right choice at exactly the right time. 3. Launch of the IBM PC, 1981. Picture this. It's 1981, and the tech world is about to witness one of the most pivotal moments in computing history. IBM, the corporate giant known for its mainframe computers, is racing against time. Their target? To catch up with a young upstart called Apple Computer that's been making waves in the personal computer market. IBM, nicknamed Big Blue, had a reputation for doing everything in-house. They were methodical, careful, and historically took years to develop new products. But this time was different. They knew they couldn't afford to follow their usual slow and steady approach. The personal computer revolution was happening, and they needed to act fast. Here's where it gets interesting. In a dramatic departure from their traditional way of doing business, IBM made a decision that would unknowingly reshape the entire computer industry. Instead of developing everything themselves, they decided to use third-party components. But the most crucial decision came down to the operating system. Initially, IBM approached Digital Research, then the leading operating system company. But when negotiations fell through, they turned to a small, relatively unknown company run by a young entrepreneur named Bill Gates. That company was Microsoft. Gates didn't actually have an operating system to sell at the time. In a brilliant move, he quickly bought a basic operating system called QDOS, Quick and Dirty Operating System, for $50,000, modified it and licensed it to IBM as MS-DOS. IBM, in their rush to market, agreed to a non-exclusive licensing deal, meaning Microsoft could sell the operating system to other computer manufacturers. This seemingly minor decision had monumental consequences. The IBM PC became wildly successful, creating a new standard in personal computing. But here's the twist. Because IBM used off-the-shelf components and a non-exclusive operating system, other companies could easily create IBM PC clones. These clones flooded the market, all running Microsoft's MS-DOS. What IBM didn't realize was that they had inadvertently handed the keys to the kingdom to Microsoft. While IBM's hardware became commoditized, Microsoft's software became the real valuable asset. Every PC clone needed MS-DOS and later Windows to run. This decision essentially created the Microsoft empire we know today. Think about it. One rushed decision by IBM, made in the pressure of competition, completely transformed the computer industry. It made Microsoft the dominant force in software, established the PC architecture we still use today, and shaped how we interact with computers for decades to come.
The lesson?
Sometimes the biggest changes in history come from decisions made under pressure, and the real winners aren't always the ones who seem to be in control. IBM created the PC standard, but it was Microsoft who ultimately reaped the greatest rewards from this technological revolution.
Enjoying the video, correct? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Please leave your feedback, hit like, share the content.
Imagine a world where every time you want to check your email, you need to pay a fee. Where social media platforms don't talk to each other, and where sharing information across networks is nearly impossible. This could have been our reality if it wasn't for one crucial decision made in 1993. The story begins with Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist working at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. In the early 1990s, he had created something revolutionary: the World Wide Web. This wasn't just another computer program. It was a whole new way of sharing information using HTTP, HTML, and the basic building blocks of what we now know as the Internet. But here's where things get interesting. As the potential of this invention became clear, major tech companies started circling. They saw dollar signs, the opportunity to own and control this groundbreaking technology. Microsoft, IBM, and other tech giants were all too eager to get their hands on it. The pressure was mounting. Think about it. If any single company had gained control of the web's fundamental protocols, they could have charged licensing fees for every website created, every link shared, every piece of information transferred. The internet would have become a toll road instead of the open highway we know today. The tension was building at CERN. Time was running out, and a decision had to be made. Would they patent the technology? Sell it to the highest bidder? The future of global communication hung in the balance. Then, at what felt like the last possible moment, something remarkable happened. On April 30th, 1993, CERN made an announcement that would change the course of history. They would release the World Wide Web software into the public domain, complete with source code, free for anyone to use and improve upon. This decision was revolutionary. By making the web open source, CERN and Berners-Lee essentially gave the internet to the world. No restrictions, no licensing fees, no corporate control. Just pure, unrestricted potential for innovation and connection. Think about how different our lives would be today if that decision had gone the other way. No Wikipedia collaborations across continents. No startup creating the next big social platform from a garage. No free flow of ideas and information across borders. The next time you casually browse websites, share a link, or connect with someone halfway across the world, remember this moment in 1993. Remember how close we came to having a very different kind of internet. One simple decision transformed the web from what could have been a corporate-controlled commodity into the open, collaborative space that has revolutionized human communication and connection. This is the power of choosing openness over control, of prioritizing public good over private profit. It's a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things in life are those we choose to share freely with the world.